Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. Coming into the stream as usual, make sure you are subscribed if you're not already. Ring that notification bell to know whenever my live streams along with short videos on the second channel might begin. And as always, please support the channel by making sure to tap that like button just the one time. If you like free stocks, definitely check out MooMoo to grab your free stock just after sign up using my MooMoo link down in the description below and pinned to the top of the stream. But you can get up to 20 free stocks if you are interested in signing up with MooMoo and making the required deposit. All right. So Greta Thunberg and Andrew Tate. I kind of touched upon it with a more money mindset on the main channel. And now I want to talk more about it. And all the other ways that this was interesting to me, like this entire situation with Andrew Tate and Greta Thunberg. um, Ken, okay, how about we put it this way? I'm just gonna do a poll to see if literally every single one of you in here knew what Greta Thunberg and Andrew Tate was like actually famous for, because I really, really didn't know what Andrew Tate was famous for. I just always knew that he would constantly show up on Twitter, and I knew that he was reinstated by Elon Musk, but I just never really cared about, how he got famous, what he did. There's a bunch of people out there that are famous, but it's easy to explain, right? Like with Greta Thunberg, people just say climate change. Like in short, right? Like I at least knew that she was famous for, talking about climate change. In terms of Andrew Tate, really I had no idea like what was going on. Um and then now all of a sudden this is just kind of everywhere. I can't even ignore it because it's just all over my feed. Um and then there's others, like if you ask like why like Kylie Jenner is famous. Okay, then when you have Kim Kardashian, well then reality TV show, and then you have Mr. Beast, and then that comes from YouTube. So like usually it's not hard to explain in like one word what the person does. So I was always confused like what he did, because nobody I guess in my close circles constantly talk about him. But it is surprising, I guess I'm like the last person to really know what like who he is, because I asked around my friends and most people do know who he is. But when I asked, like, okay, well, what is he famous for? They would come up with all these different things. Well, I guess maybe he's famous for a bunch of different things. But if you also, like me, didn't really know, I have this nice little explanation that I found on Reddit with over 6,000 upvotes. But first, let's do a poll. Did you know who Greta and Andrew, well, not who, what they were famous for? What Greta and Andrew Tate was famous for. Actually, still to this day, right now, I can't really explain to you what I know Andrew Tate to do, except for being like, I guess, a form of an influencer. Because over here it says this is from Reddit. Okay. Somebody posted answer. I don't know what answer this is to, but this is highly upvoted. Andrew Tate is an online quote unquote alpha male that started as a kickboxer. He was a world champion kickboxer. Okay, there we go. Ended up getting injured, moved to Romania, and started basically pimping out girls to be webcam models, where he would control the chat and take most of the money from the women. This is where he made most of his money to start. Flash forward to this year, Andrew Tate has been able to capitalize on social media, being one of the most Googled people this year, above people like Kim Kardashian and even, quote, I believe Donald Trump. He has been on a bunch of Twitch streamers' streams, specifically people like Adin Ross and XQC, and has been a huge talking point on Twitter and YouTube communities. So I do know that he was constantly talked about on Twitter. That is definitely a fact. I didn't really watch any YouTubers that interviewed Andrew Tate, though. But again, I'm not making this up. This is just a very highly upvoted Reddit post. You could go and find it yourselves. He ended up making a S load of money, probably upwards of $100 million, selling a course called Hustlers University, where he shared wisdom on how to break out of the matrix. What? By methods like Amazon drop shipping and social media marketing. I don't know why they put break out of the matrix. Does that just mean like break out of being poor, like selling you a way to like get rich quick programs, which are constantly being sold by YouTubers, by the way. Um, okay. I don't really see a problem with that. I mean, the beginning of what this person said was a lot of accusations, which I guess we will find out if it's true later on, whatever the judge decides in Romania, because I know he is apparently arrested right now. More on that. Let me know if you guys have any other new information. But the last I read right now is he got arrested. And then there was all these rumors saying that he wasn't arrested and that he was just swatted. But really, that was old news from August. And then apparently he is actually arrested with his brother. And then apparently he's most likely going to go to jail to like upwards of 20 years or something. And that's all I know for right now. But I will do a little more background in case you totally were sleeping on the past 2 days and didn't know about this. But it says by methods like Amazon drop shipping and social media marketing, insecure men would see his clips on social media, get even more insecure about themselves, and then buy his course to try and get 10 Lambos like Tate has. I can't believe he has 10 Lambos. That's pretty awesome. I'm not a dude, but I do find that pretty impressive. I've never even been or I've seen the outside. I've never sat even in one Lambo, so that's pretty cool. And now it seems that Romanian police have been building a case against him and that all they needed was proof that he was in the country. In his recent video to Greta Thunberg, he brought pizza boxes into frame, and Romanian police confirmed these boxes to be from a Romanian pizza shop. So they moved into his residence and made the arrest. It says here, I'm not sure exactly what Tate did that was illegal. I have no information about Romanian law, and there seems to be little to no detail yet released on his arrest. So, for any of you guys that have missed the picture, I actually just only looked at the tweet. So the famous tweet that got over 1 million likes. I don't know how many likes it has now, probably more. But basically, I guess what I knew from yesterday was Andrew Tate making a tweet out to Greta saying, like, give me your email address because there's a whole bunch of cars. And then he's going to continue to like buy all these fancy cars or whatever. So basically just kind of showing off. But I thought it's like, whatever. I wasn't really offended by it reading that. I don't care for either of them, to be honest. Like Greta or Andrew Tate, they're not like people that I really want to meet in life. I mean, it's cool. Like whatever it is that they're doing, clearly it's working for both of them, their goals and whatever it is they're trying to achieve because they're both famous and I'm thinking pretty wealthy people, or at least Andrew Tate is. I don't know how wealthy Greta Thunberg is. But either way, I guess that was him taunting her. That's all over the news. And then she responded with a simple, you can email me, like, please enlighten me. And you can email me at smalldenergy@getalife, something like that. And that's the one that caused him, I guess, to then make another video. I never actually watched that video of him like speaking back to her, which I guess is what everyone's saying now. It's because of that we found the pizza box. So this one over here, I don't know. I think he's smoking a cigar, got a pizza box in front of him. It's just like, why? I'm mind blown when I see stuff like this. It's crazy because I could only say so much, but I actually know so many stories of people, like real life people that got into trouble and decided to do very stupid things to basically get caught and get themselves into more trouble than they should have. So it's just like stuff like this just reminds me people either like the thrill of like incriminating themselves or they're just like they like the thrill and they're just not careful enough. I see this way too often, and then not just in the media but like in real life too. It's just a thing, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below and on the stream. But is it just me or this happens all the time? It's like, let's just take SBF for example. Sam Bankman-Fried, he could have gone to a country that has no extradition treaties with the US and therefore the US would have no way to take him back, right? Like if he really, really wanted to, couldn't he have just like, I don't know, completely disappeared? And I'm sure you guys have heard of rich billionaires all have this like plan B passport. There's like literally someone on social media that's like famous for getting wealthy people like another identity or like another passport, a way to like basically get out of the US or whatever. So it's just kind of mind blowing to me that he had all these connections. He's so rich, talking about SBF, by the way. And he decided to kind of like just wait around, tweet away, and then eventually get taken back to the US to go to jail and go to trial. I mean, he got bail, but it's just, it doesn't really make sense to me. Or the only two things I could think of is it's either that they just thought life is so smooth and everything's going to continue to be smooth. So it's just kind of getting really cocky with life and their decisions. Or I don't know. I don't know. Or it's like they knew that it was possible, but they'd rather choose to think like it could not happen to them. Like almost like, I don't know, the mindset of all of us who buy lotto tickets, which we know it's like a very low chance of like winning a lotto ticket, but you want to be that special one. So maybe it's like the inverse of that when people do bad things and then they think they're never going to get caught. And then you just like start YOLOing and making all these tweets and basically identifying yourself when you're trying to supposedly hide in this situation. Thank you, Zombie Doge Army. Thank you so much for the sticker. Did you see McDonald's automated restaurant in Texas on YouTube video? No, I didn't. I've never been to an automated restaurant at, like McDonald's. That is really cool. Alan got lost in the woods. Zombie says. Nice to see you guys. Zombie and all my familiar faces in here. What a big is this your first time seeing my microphone? Yeah, I got this as a gift. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So if you know how to pronounce it and I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. I think it's pronounced sure. That's how I'm saying it. Like sure, but sure. I don't know. But it's really nice. I like it. I just need a mic stand, but I'll do that when I finish my vacation and go back home. I'll buy myself a mic stand. It is pretty heavy. Is still trying to figure out what model mix that is. Pretty sure it's a Shure. Oh yeah, yes, Alan. I read the box. I'll eventually have a video where I open the box. I already recorded some of it. I just didn't finish posting it, but I have a box opening for this because I was very happy when I got this gift. Yeah, it's just, I guess, the Shure mic. I don't know what else to call it. I don't know if it has a special name. My bad. Purple Radioactive, welcome, J James. Haha, I made it to channel. I don't know what Andrew Tate was famous for. Thank you. Oh my God, somebody out there also didn't know because I felt like it was just me. But there's a lot of things, honestly. Like there's a lot of famous people out there. Writers, directors, producers, directors. I probably have heard their names, but I can't exactly pinpoint their faces to the name all the time, just because I feel like it's easier with celebrities, the actual actors and actresses. There's a lot of famous people out there that I cannot pinpoint their face. And I swear to God, if I actually passed by like JK Rowling at a grocery store, I probably would not be able to like notice and ask her for a signature, which I totally would because I think it's really cool. It goes quieter when you're not talking into the microphone. Oh, that's good. That's good because I hated that what I have right now, I guess that's my backup now. My Logitech webcam, which you are seeing the visuals from right now, that used to be my mic because I refused to use the mic on my actual MacBook Air. And then even though I have my Logitech camera on top of my screen, the distance from it is still so close to my laptop that when the laptop the fan goes off, you can still hear the buzz. So I feel like this is just so much better where you don't hear that buzzy sound. Keep the mic in your face. Wait, hold on. Short T1000 Zombie says, I have no idea. I think so, but you guys will eventually see it when I post my video for my review. Mr. Peaceful, hello there. Courtroom Hollywood. He couldn't get out of the Bahamas. I mean, Could he not have gotten out of the Bahamas though? Like before all of this started? You know, I just think it's not that's something that honestly, if he wanted to, if he really wanted to escape, like if SBF knew this was going to possibly go down, and like 3 months ago, let's say, way before Binance did their thing, if SBF really knew he was possibly going to go to jail, I wonder if he could have prevented it and would have wanted to prevent it. Is I guess the main thing, because I just think a lot of people don't think about the worst thing that can happen, or they feel lucky. And because life's obviously pretty smooth for Sam Beckman-Fried up until like November 2022. So is it that people just feel so lucky and like everything's so smooth sailing that they think everything's going to continue on this path, and then they don't have or way to another country? Because if he was so scared that he was eventually going to get caught, think it would make sense for him to have, like, I don't know, run away to some other country without extradition treaties. Does China and the US? I don't think so, right? So you could have technically like gone somewhere random or like on a farm in China or whatever. And I don't think that the US would be able to like extradite him if they can't even find him. So, but a part of me feels like maybe he didn't do those plans because he didn't feel like he would ever go to jail. And to be honest, if we really think about it, would he have gone to jail though? Like if Bitcoin just continued to rise to like $100,000 and then everyone is making so much money that nobody would be cashing out of FTX US, you would probably like, I don't know, greedy old me, just speaking again, never financial advice or any type of advice on my channel or legal advice. Do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. But if it were me and I had some Bitcoin and Bitcoin went to like $100,000, as much as I would like to think I would be smart enough to cash out like 2025, there's probably way more people out there that would be just like what I did with Dogecoin and hold on. And by holding on, you're really just helping all of these crypto exchanges because they're the ones with the real money if they go ahead and like sell your Bitcoin, take out the cash. So yeah, it's pretty wild when I think about it. But all of this just really made me, I guess, realize that whether you're a millionaire, a thousandaire, not even that rich, so many people are like are so similar. I've just seen so many patterns of people getting so cocky with what could or couldn't go wrong in their lives. And I think we all do this to an extent, probably with like health too, right? It's like the saying when young people think that they're indestructible. Like you don't think about the possibilities of you getting hurt. And when you're younger, and I felt this way too. Like I felt like when I was a teenager, I just thought, like what is diseases? Like what is cancer? I would never even think about these things because you just feel like you're so invincible as a kid and like you're young, nothing could go wrong. It was always just kind of like the mindset. And obviously, like none of my friends and I would talk about dying or I would think about those things. Didn't have many people to talk to, obviously, about that. But not many people like as teenagers would talk about, you know, things like what could go wrong. Maybe we should really appreciate our lives now with our good health. It just didn't really wasn't really a thing. And now I think if you apply that to like people of any age, SBF at like 30, or I don't know how old Andrew Tate is, but anyone, you could be like 60 years old and, be the CEO of a huge company and a billionaire, but you might think that everything's going to continue to run smoothly. Like probably not your health, but, maybe whatever it is, embezzlement, like anything shady that people do, maybe they just do it for so long that they get used to it and they think, nothing could go wrong if it didn't go wrong for a while. And that's obviously false if we've looked around at all the people that were brought down. Do tell more about subway incident, Lenny says. um Yeah, that was like a very long day for me. So it was funny because you guys like that video. If you did watch my subway incident in Toronto, it wasn't really an incident with me. It was just my experience on the subway here. It's called TTC, Toronto Transit. I don't know what the C stands for. Toronto Transit Community? I don't know. but something transit. It's a subway, and they also have buses. I was actually just like, I wanted to film a video of like my outfit of like how when you wear a really long dress, you scrunch up the bottom of the dress so then it doesn't have to touch the floor when you're not at like the fancy place that you need to be at or whatever. So it was just like literally I had my phone out and then I was just like recording. I was trying to make a recording of my dress and how to fold it up and scrunch it. And all of a sudden, of course, the moment I start recording, this guy like jumps into my because you know how subways you have like little boxes, little what do you call those? I don't know. They're like little sections. And so this guy jumped into my section and just like started to sit down and like yell all these things that I did not understand, which I thought was pretty boring because I feel like if he yelled stuff like, I don't know, leprechauns like come from trees or something, like it would be more interesting and less boring for me. So he was just yelling all these things and then everybody was like moving away from him. I just kind of stood there because I didn't really care. It's sad, but I'm actually very used to like just people yelling like random things. Not at me, but just like, you know, at the sky or at themselves, talking to themselves. So I just like a lot of people were walking away. I just kind of thought it was really funny. And then I stood there and I was like, well, it's being recorded, so it's fine. I feel extra safe, I guess, because it's being recorded. And then it got boring because I realized that the train had stopped and we weren't going to go anywhere. And pretty much what happened in the subway is that I got answered my question. I was always curious. So you know when you're in the subway, I'm not sure about other countries because there's no subway in California. But like the subway here, there's these emergency things. Like there's an emergency lever thing you could pull. Like you have to break through something and then you pull this thingy. That's not what someone pulled. But there's in the train, there's that and then there's the yellow thing. There's like a yellow strip that you could press on, like basically at every single section of the subway of the train. And you have to reach up to like press it. I've never pressed it in my life. I've never seen anybody press it. But after I walked away from the guy that was just getting really loud, um, I think I was just bored. I just wanted to walk. But then I think when I was walking to like another side of the train, people thought that I was scared. So then this girl who actually pressed the thingy came up to me and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "I don't know why we're stopped." And then she told me like, "We're stopped because she pressed the thing." And then I was like, "Okay, why did you press it?" Because he wasn't harming anybody. He was just like yelling and screaming. And I've been on like multiple public transits where people are just screaming and nobody presses a thing because they're not like, you know, attacking me or anything physically. And then, or actually not even like yelling anything at me, which I would understand, like, you know, abuse of any sort mentally to me. Because if someone's just like, rah, 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 you're like, okay, how do I even sue you for that? So then she was like, "Yeah, I pulled it because like I saw him jump into the train after trying to hit somebody." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, "Yeah, so I pulled it because like just in case like he does something." So I'm like, "Okay, understand." And then I watch as the guy, I guess, who's like running the train, stop the train, come out, talk to her, and then I guess she was just saying repeating the same thing, how she saw that the guy who jumped on the train was, like, trying to hit somebody and then jumped on, so she doesn't wanna obviously, like, take him to another stop, like, go to another stop. So then, I don't know, I was waiting for the cops, no cops showed up, no emergency team came up. I guess, like, probably I'm assuming, okay, again, do your own DD, consult a professional if you're in danger, but I'm assuming that what happened was the guy that drove or controlled, because you don't really have to drive it, you just control the TTC, came out and talked to her and then probably decided this is not like a cop situation. So then what they kept doing was just having the train doors kept open. We weren't moving for like 20 minutes. I was probably more than 20 minutes. And then the guy that was screaming that they wanted off the train, he just he would like jump out and then the train doors would close. And then but the train doors close very slowly. So when he would jump out, they would try to close the door on him. and then he would jump back in. And then we would open it again. And then he would jump out. And this seriously continue on. Like I was dying inside. I'm like, oh my God, we really can't just tell him, like, we're gonna make sure you leave. Otherwise, this train won't go. I don't think anybody really explained that to him. I didn't see anybody talk to him at least. So yeah, we just kept doing that. Like door open, door closed. This guy just kept leaping off, jumping back in, leaping off, and cussing. And then that went on for literally like felt like at least 8 or 9 times. And then eventually he finally, I guess, got the point, and then he didn't jump back on after the doors were closing. And then that's it. We went off on our merry way. I didn't see the girl get fined or anything because I was curious, like, if maybe she'll get a fine, since technically on the thing it says like emergency, like something I'm assuming is really bad about to go down, or like I don't know, a pregnant woman's having a baby type of emergency. So I thought she would get a fine because it says you do get a fine if you pull it and it's not really an emergency, or like, I don't know, I would assume you would be charged. Like if you're just prank calling the cops and they get called, like you would get a fine. So obviously it's not a prank on her end. She was in fact scared, but nothing happened to her. She just left the train. Everybody just left. So there's my experience. Now I know, I guess, what happens when you pull the thing. But you have to have a reason. Obviously, like, they weren't just gonna fine her because her reasoning is that she did see him do something. I agree, it's time to buy. First time I bought crypto since 2020. Wait, 50. Hi there, Raymond. Welcome to the stream. Thought you were talking about Subway, the restaurant. No, Subway as in, like, the underground trains. Are you planning cover McDonald automated restaurant in your next stream? I don't know what it looks like. Should I just look it up or something? This is going to be my very quick chat about Andrew Tate and Greta. And I want some updates on what's going on with them. Hold on. Actually, hold on. I saw Lex Friedman post about it. He's a YouTuber that I follow. And he said Greta Thunberg destroying Cobra Tate or Tate, Andrew Tate, and a tweet was an epic plot twist in the simulation. Twitter has been extra fun lately. He's like, by the way, I'll probably end up doing a podcast with each of them. I guess if he does do that podcast, that means Andrew Tate would be out of jail. Mario Nafal posted, when SBF was arrested, he was guilty until proven innocent. When Andrew Tate's arrested, he's innocent until proven guilty. Twitter users act as the judge, jury, and executor. So I guess, do most people think that Andrew Tate is innocent right now until proven guilty? Is that what most of you guys believe? That there is nothing wrong going on there? I mean, I don't know much. I can't say I have any idea what the heck is going on because I didn't even know he had a brother named Tristan and that they're both in Romania. What does it say here? Hold on. There's so many on them. Okay, do your own DD. But I just remember reading that apparently they have been linked, or there was like an August 2022 story also where someone had supposedly said that they'd been kept at his place, and then the cops came, swatted him, or that's what he said. And they realized that there weren't anybody except for, like, I don't know, gardeners, cleaners, and stuff. And he obviously was fine and then got out and then was able to tweet and do business or whatever. And then now I guess there's all this whole arrest happened because there's supposed to be reason to believe that he has ties to some bad human trafficking stuff. I don't know. I just have no idea anymore, but we will find out eventually. I hope that we get a judgment on Sam Bankman-Fried before Andrew Tate, though. Like, as entertaining as both of these stories are, I want a final judgment on SBF, but people say that could be like over a year. So there goes our justice system. Have you watched Alice in Borderland season 2? Patrick says. Alice in Borderland, I have not, because I'm for sure watching Wednesday as my next show. But right now I'm still watching Grey's Anatomy season 13. I know I'm super slow on it. I'm moving on to season 14 soon, and there's only 18 seasons, so I'm basically almost caught up. But I finished watching Emily in Paris 3. Wednesday is going to be my next one. And then after Wednesday, I want to watch Alice in Borderland. Probably. but then maybe some movies in between. There's so much good stuff on Netflix, it's insane. I feel like in the last 3 months, it's like they just really wanted me to gain weight and kept putting on really good stuff, so I just keep, like, not sleeping, and like, go to sleep at, like, 5 a.m. every day and just eat a bunch of snacks and just watch Netflix. Like, I do a lot in the day, and then I don't know if maybe I'm, like, just mentally exhausted, and then I just feel like I need to zone out and, like, watch a bunch of shows. But then I also don't, like, just watch and then not do anything. I feel like anytime I hear terms that I wanna Google, like what sepsis means, all these, like, medical terms, I end up just spending a lot of time, like, continuously learning when I watch TV shows, or at least Grey's Anatomy, because I don't think I Googled anything when I watched Emily in Paris. McDonald's automated restaurant, it's like almost roller coaster, like Asia restaurant automated in Asia. What? There's an automated McDonald's restaurant that's almost like a roller coaster. That is pretty awesome. That's cool. Tate spoke against establishments. I believe that because, like many others, got silenced, got canceled for basically nothing, Raymond says. Well, we'll see. I don't think that he's gonna go to jail for nothing. If he does go to jail, I'm sure there has to be some type of evidence that they're gonna have to prove to the public of why they're putting him in jail. Um, but it does weird me out though. Like if he does end up going to jail for, I think maybe one of the crime counts was supposed to be human trafficking. Like, why? I really hope it's not true and he doesn't have to like go to jail for that, meaning he wasn't doing any of that type of stuff in the first place. Because it's just mind blowing, why people would do this. It's like you should count your blessings for being successful boxer and then being able to, I don't know, buy 10 Lambos and sell all these courses. It's like YouTubers make a lot of money like selling courses, like financial YouTubers or like, I don't know, motivational speakers. And Andrew Tate has such a following that for him to sell courses would be like as easy as one, two, three. So I just think that like for anybody who's already got it so good, it kind of just pisses me off to see stuff like this, to see that someone who already is like up here in terms of finances, if they were like ever involved in anything that's like clearly illegal and they shouldn't be involved in, and they know that they would like be put in jail afterwards if caught, I just think it's not worth it. Not even for like 10x the amount. If you're a millionaire and you can all of a sudden like, I don't know, have $1 billion, I still think it wouldn't even be worth it at that point. Just it's not like you're in a life death situation. Um, Thank you, Raw Food Writer. This is actually, I don't know if I'm colorblind or you are. Just kidding. But this, I always thought was purple. Maybe it's the lighting. It's my light hitting my shirt and then what it's being reflected. But when I look down on it in real life, it's purple. It's purple. It's like a royal purple. Yeah. I don't know. But thank you. Hell yeah. Zombie says, no more Netflix sharing password until tomorrow. Low roller scratcher says, wait, what? I can't share my Netflix password anymore? I thought that that's not rolling out until like 2023. Oh, we'll see. I definitely do share my password with my family. So we'll see if Netflix catches that and what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this stream. I am a little tired from holding this. I'm going to peace out and enjoy the rest of my night. Thank you all. Smash the like button on the way out. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then I will see you in the new year. Happy New Year, guys. Bye.